Hallo Leute, ich bin Nulf und willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Subverse. Ihr könnt hier lesen, wir haben es geschafft. Wir haben das Early Access zu Ende gespielt. Das heißt, es kommt noch weitere Upgrade. Ich schau mal, wann das passiert. Ähm, und dann machen wir folgendes. Ich werde dann gucken, ob da deutsche Sprache ist, und wenn, dann machen wir eine neue Staffel. Und zwar ohne mich zu hören sozusagen. Also, denn wir haben fast alles, ja, also bis hierhin haben wir geschafft. Also wir sind fertig. Ich kann euch nochmal zeigen. Ähm, Wir sind überall fertig. Hier zum Beispiel, hier, hier nicht, weil da noch Coming Soon. Hier und hier. Also wir sind fast fertig, außer hier. In dem Bereich, vielleicht kommt da noch mehr von allem. Deswegen wird es diese Folge kurz sein. Ich werde heute durch alle meine Charaktere nochmal durchgehen, also gesprächsmäßig. Und wir werden dann die Folge hier verbringen sozusagen. So, fangen wir mal mit Demi an. Die hat was zu sagen. Da hören wir uns kurz mal den Status mal an.
Demi, you absolute beaut! It's great to have you back on board.
I appreciate the sentiment, Captain. It is good to be home. Also, I must apologize, Captain. I failed you by allowing myself to be captured in such a humiliating fashion.
No worries, Demi. It wasn't your fault.
I must also thank you and Fortune for risking your lives to save me.
It's flippin' strange having her here, eh?
Indeed. By the way, is it still alright if I maintain the network of hidden cameras that she set up months ago?
Yeah, sure, that's... Wait, what?
There's one in every room, including yours.
Demi! Privacy must be respected. Especially mine.
Of course.
But if you do happen to have any, team-building footage?
Yes, Captain. I will be sure to forward it to the terminal in your quarters.
So. Ja, Demi ist zurück. Bis hierhin hat es verdammt viel Spaß gemacht. Und wie gesagt, ich schau mal nach, wann wir so weitermachen können. Und wenn es zu weit, also zu lange zu warten ist, werden wir noch eine Bonusfolge machen. Aber okay.
So,
We fucked.
yep,
And it was awesome.
I'd have to agree. Then again, at the same time, if I had a list of things I will never ever do in this life from about a year ago, and it's like you were a totally different person. You're far more considerate when your dick's inside someone. I felt like you actually cared more about getting me off than yourself.
Fortune, I practically grew up in a whorehouse. I can assure you the madam taught me the proper cocksmith etiquette of a gentleman.
Well, whoever taught you did a really good job, if you don't mind me saying.
So, correct status.
You doing okay?
Captain, I'm never going to see my father again. I appreciate the concern, but the question is a bit pointless, don't you think?
Well, I'm here if you need to talk about it.
What's there to talk about? He may not have been the most virtuous person when he was alive, but he died a goddamn hero. And that's why we need to win. So heroes like him are never forgotten. Just think of all that's going to be lost if we don't get rid of the Imperium. When it comes to history, even though it's simpler than ever to preserve it, it's even easier to manipulate the truth.
I'll pour a cold one out for Oberhunter. He was a good cunt, and we'll all miss him.
Thank you, Captain. I'm sure you would have appreciated it.
So, jetzt laufen wir mal durch die Räume. Schauen, was da so ist. Die hat wohl was zu sagen. Also wenn dieser runde Zeichen da ist, dann hat sie was zu sagen. Ansonsten war hier noch ein kleiner Box. Da. Da wird wohl später was da sein. So.
You want to know about my fat routine? Are we talking the amount of sessions in general, or how many times I come in a day? I don't keep exact numbers because, frankly, with my inclinations, it's not really even possible in the first place. But I tend to roll with a 5-to-1 ratio.
I'm going to have to ask for a finger sniff verification.
Go right ahead. You're welcome to lick them, too. To be honest, this is really weird for me. I'm only used to being with other girls. You're the only exception I make, or have ever made, for that matter. I certainly had the chance, but I just wasn't into those guys enough to go for it, I guess. That changed in a big way when I met you.
You know what? I'm proud I could be the tour guide for your first trip up Mount Cock.
Same here, Captain. Oh, wow. That really didn't work, did it?
So, was ich sagen wollte, ich habe da eine Idee mit Bonusfolge, das könnte sogar klappen.
How'd you meet Fortune?
Aber das erzähle ich noch nicht.
She watched one of my heists and was so impressed that she immediately wanted to hire me. I told her I'd only work if she'd agree to meet me in person. So she came armed and threatened to kill me if I ever talked. Such a pro, right? We've been working together for a while now, but we never did anything on this scale before. What we're doing now? Oh, wow. Compared to robbing a few Imperium banks here and there, this stuff is a bit, well, you know, this is intense.
What else have you done together?
I don't know, just stuff.
Are we talking professional stuff or sexy scissory stuff?
Both? Uh-oh. Please don't tell her I said anything.
Hey, my lips are sealed. Unlike yours.
Was that pun intended for the pair upstairs or downstairs?
So. Gehen wir in einen weiteren Raum. Die hat uns auch was zu sagen. Status.
It's kind of weird having Fortune on the ship.
On the contrary, it's a relief to finally have her on hand to answer my tech queries. It's odd her presence makes you uncomfortable. I thought putting your cock in her mouth might have fixed that.
How did you two meet?
As I mentioned, Captain, I owe her my life. She got me out of a rather unsavory situation. We're both pragmatic women, Captain. We saw that we needed each other and struck up a rather lovely partnership.
You two seem close. Really close.
Fortune and I know each other quite intimately. Perhaps I can arrange a group exercise for us all.
You offering to be my threesome wingman?
More like demanding.
Jetzt ist die Frage, Leute, was machen wir mit dem neuen Part? Also, machen wir es weiter? Ich meine, es wird bestimmt so sein, dass es Plätze geben wird, wo wir noch nicht waren. Und das ist übrigens Bar. Wir können hier mit unseren Leuten ein Date machen, so mit den Frauen. Machen wir zuerst mal
Can you
dieses.
tell me about your days at the Aquarium Abbey?
Well, it was hilarious how on board the Imperium was with the whole thing. One minute they were trying to erase my species, and the next it was all about sympathy and concern and how it wasn't my fault, and they could change us.
Based on the state of the killie before me, I take it they failed so fucking hard.
Too right they fucking did. I played that little charade for a while, and things were actually okay. I excelled in my studies, especially fencing. I said all the right things, sang all the right verses. Nobody batted a bloody eyelid. But then I hit maturity, and once a Veneran's clock starts ticking, well, let me tell you, things got proper messy at the fucking Abbey. I began to execute my delicious revenge. Oh, Captain, let me tell you, it was a nightmare for them. I went on a cherry-popping rampage of massive proportions and fucked pretty much everyone there, the headmistress included.
Wow. Wow.
You have no idea how gratifying it was to see this stoic monument to purity suddenly corrupted from its very core by just one woman. Of course, some refused to give up until I was converted, but the High Priest got together and found a more efficient solution for everyone involved. They planned to make an example of me.
They were gonna off you?
There is no place in the Vale for harlots. Luckily, just before it happened, the Abbey was raided by corsairs from the Dreadfleet. They cut through the token garrison of Imperium Lancers without any difficulty. I had something rather valuable with me when the pirates and looters burst through the inner cloister. A simple box holding the only piece of Venera I have left. The leader of the raid tried to relieve me of it, and I said no. He laughed at me, so I relieved him of his arm with his own sword. Long story short, I fought off the rest of the pirates until Gornagoth himself arrived. He made everyone stand down so that he could fight me one-on-one.
You scrapped with Gornagoth?
Oh, Captain, it wasn't much of a fight. I was no match. I thought he was going to kill me. But instead, he just extended his hand. He later remarked that the sight of a lady of the Vale holding a saber aloft while covered head to toe in blood made him realize that I didn't belong there. That's when my life really began. After all those years of repression, I just fucking exploded. The clan gave me everything I was missing. The Dreadfleet became my life, and eventually my religion.
What was in the box?
I'm sorry?
What was in the box you had with you?
If you don't mind, Captain, that's something quite personal. I'd rather not talk about it now.
Okay,
Did Fortune stop by yet?
We had a few words, but she turned down shots. I think we need to find another way to help her settle in. Poor thing lost her father, after all. Here's what you should do. Get Fortune a nice box of candy, wrap it up with a bow, then go right up to her and just start eating her pussy. Captain, nothing shows you care more than a surprise cunt feast. After she comes her brains out, just give her a wink and a kiss on the forehead, leave the candy and exit the room immediately.
That's not how we usually do things.
Why not?
Good point. I'll see what I can do, mate.
so, was ich sagen wollte, Leute, ich weiß nicht, ob wir alle schaffen heute, weil, ja, hier waren wir, hier die zwei noch und der. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir alle Punkte schaffen, weil ich habe ziemlich wenig Zeit und Aber was ich sagen wollte, ich habe ziemlich viel Spaß bei diesem Spiel. Das ist eine der Spiele, wo
How'd you
eigentlich
meet Fortune?
She called me when I was in my present cell in the
immer noch
basement.
nicht langweilig ist.
How was that even
Das
possible?
wollte ich sagen.
What do you mean? I had all the standard stuff, like Chloe Holonet, hot tub and spa, my own entertainment system with premium T-pop channels.
In a prison?
What do you mean? Solar prisons aren't like that?
It's survival of the fittest and the soul of brick, mate. If you end up as the bitch, you can look forward to sweaty sausages with a side of boiled jelly for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Tell me more.
Ella, I know you're a dirty bird, but solar prisons are not nice places. They wouldn't even let you keep your pretty outfit.
I'm confused. What do they let you wear?
They make you wear a bright orange jumpsuit with big black numbers spray painted on it.
Oh, fuck. That's horrific. Don't you guys have some kind of laws to protect your dignity? Excuse me. I think I'm gonna spew.
Die war sauer. Okay, der letzte. Also wir werden den Mann nicht zuhören, das ist uns egal. Genau, und dann, was ich sagen wollte, also mir ist noch nicht mal langweilig das Spiel geworden, also machen
How'd
wir
you
es
meet
dadurch.
Fortune?
It's a bit of a long story, so strap your balls in for this one, Cap. You remember the Lyre Festival? When TTS was supposed to play on that luxurious resort moon? Ticket prices were insane for that bullshit, and only yuppie Imperium turds could afford them. Now, get this. As soon as these rich, insufferable TTS fans arrived on the beach, they found nothing but an empty soundstage and dinky little tents. It was all an elaborate scam. The transports had already left, so they had to stay in those shitty tents for 3 days before anyone could shuttle them off the planet. That being said, we had to deal with it because a licensed TV agency actually sold those tickets. It took us months to untangle this absurd web of shell companies set up by this one mysterious fake identity. The money was long gone, but I couldn't let it go, dude. I just couldn't. I had to know who was behind this artisanal display of douchebaggery. So, using my family's near limitless resources, I kept digging. That's when I found a single trace leading to Fortune. Imagine her surprise when someone went through all that crap just to give her a virtual high five. Naturally, we became besties overnight. And I just pinned the blame on one of my dickhead ex-boyfriends, so he took the fall for the whole scam. Nobody ever found Fortune. And that was the start of our professional relationship.
So, noch das und dann
Tell me
sind wir
about your
fertig.
first fight in the TFC.
Fuck me, that was a wild one. They paired me up against this super cocky Ord, dual-wielding blasters that actually thought he was a badass for some reason. I mean, for fuck's sake, dude. He wore a jetpack and a dick-shaped helmet with a totally impractical visor.
Seriously? That shit is so played out. What a wanker.
This guy takes one good look at me and thinks this is gonna be the easiest fight of his life. But then I fire up Mjolnir here and deflect his entire barrage. Even with that ridiculous bucket on his head, I could tell how scared he was. So now this taint thumper is rocketing all around the damn arena trying to reload while my tiny hungover teely ass is chasing him with my hammer and screaming my head off about how I'm gonna murder him. Finally, he fumbles a clip midair and tries to grab it before it drops. But since he wasn't paying attention, he just winds up crashing full fucking speed into a wall. He was so concussed when he got up that he just started blasting in every direction and actually ended up shooting himself in the fucking head.
Wow. Does that even count as a W for you?
A win's a win. What about your first combat mission, Cap? No way in hell that went perfectly according to plan, right?
Oh, fuck. I try to forget that one. My squad was sent to stop some dickhead pirates from raiding New Vegas' biggest moonshine farm. It was the backbone of our booze supply, so the place was basically sacred. I shot down 6 of them all by myself right at the start of the fight. It was bloody brilliant. My mates were cheering me on and I was feeling fucking amazing. After that, their flagship tried to retreat. Our superior told us not to engage, but my battle stiffy was at full mast. I mean, if I took down a pirate captain, that would have made me a legend. So, I chased down that flagship and smashed it to pieces.
How is that bad exactly?
They ordered us back because the ship was directly over the moonshine farm. When I shot it down, it crashed right into the fucking place and blew it all to hell.
And you were trying to shit on my victory? What a joke!
Yeah, I know.
By the way, about that moonshine place, I heard the most interesting rumor once about a certain solar alcoholic beverage that was so deadly they had to outlaw it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
What? Nah, that's just some made-up malarkey.
Huh, really? I guess I'll just have to give up on it then.
So Leute, also das ist die Folge, wie gesagt, erstmal die letzte, wir haben den Part geschafft. Ich schaue heute noch nach, wann der nächste Part kommt, also der nächste Update. Und dann kommt noch die Special-Folge. Ja, es tut mir leid, es war nicht actionreich, also wir haben nicht gekämpft, aber wie gesagt, das ist der letzte Part. Erstmal vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, ich hoffe, euch hat es gefallen. Wenn ihr wisst, was zu tun ist, bis zum nächsten Mal, eure Lone Wolf, haut rein. Ciao.